have other things to eat. I'll wait till that clicks, 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 click, 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 click. Nobody's on there. And people of Springfield, that song's in my head. There, your thing just came up, so I could have got on it right now.
Dan just took it. He just moved it away from me and on him. You did a grandpa.
I did.
Yep.
There's a cat along.
So, yeah, he moved the camera towards him. He took it away from me.
Why would I do that?
Because you did it.
You know, one thing we should do is, I was watching the YouTube, you know, on my afterwards and all the comments, and you know, you're always reading the YouTube comments, and I don't see them, and there were a lot of questions for me, so maybe halfway through we should switch, and you read one, I'll read the other.
Don't take on so fucking many, don't take so long on a fucking question.
I mean, what do you mean take so long on a fucking question?
Because you spend so much time focusing your attention on TikTok, and then you stay like 30 minutes on one question.
All right, I can do this right now.
Dan's slow today.
I'm a little slow. All right, let's do that. I'll let it come off. Boom. I'll get on my TikTok here. Mm-hmm. Thanks for bearing with us here. Oh.
Bearing with us?
With me? I don't know.
Yeah.
It's Friday, right?
The family that is, well, some family is in Italy right now for a wedding. And then the other half of family is fine. They haven't had much. My stepmom is in Maine.
Where's this thing I have to do here?
And my I only heard from one brother. Jerk. Did you do it? Fuck.
You are pesty. I mean, you've been here all day. I've been the one suffering all day.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Suffering while you're off gallivanting around with your friends. What's that damn thing there? Is that why it's so difficult to...
No.
All right. So we can, let me put that, I mean, how do you gotta put them so that they're...
Hi, Shari.
Oh my God, I mean, look at you. What are you doing? Is that better? I mean, get closer. Why are you sit away from me like...
You sit, by the way,
I smell or something.
You're a fungus.
Okay, well, then move your bacteria over to my fungus and we'll be good.
I know, Dan.
Perimenopausal bacteria.
Poor Dan.
Periobacteria.
Poor Dan.
What?
Poor Dan. Get the violins out for poor Dan.
I don't need any violins. I'm not asking for any.
You didn't?
No.
Did you not just complain?
I complained at how difficult it was to work.
So difficult.
It was difficult.
Oh.
How's everybody doing this Friday night? I've had a rough day. I can't say rough day, just a stressful day. Trying to work while she's gone, gallivanting around. I'm here dealing with phone calls. I'm dealing with my dad, and I had to work. I had to answer some emails for this stuff. I mean, it's actually when you get into you know, ads and stuff. There's a lot of work that goes into that in addition to creating, filming, posting, editing, all that shit. You have to go through all this preliminary stuff to get okays, and it's a lot of work. And I was doing, I had to print stuff out on the stupid printer.
I do that every day with TikTok Shop and all my other accounts and all that, and you just gallivant around with your 1-2 accounts, and you know,
I gallivant around with my 2 accounts.
In between those 2 accounts,
I again, 3 hours just responding to an email.
I'm managing 3-4 different accounts, plus the yard, plus the house, plus bills, plus rental, fucking shithole, plus everything else, while you're just worrying about 2 accounts and maybe a trip to lunch with your father. Oh, poor Dan.
How about all of those things together?
Poor Dan. Did you
And
watch
then dump,
Thank you
and
so
then dump
much.
phone calls, just
Thanks
dump
so
legal
much.
phone calls. What?
Thanks so much for making the bed with clean sheets this morning and washing the comforter. God, what I wouldn't do without you.
You wouldn't have those things. You'd be sleeping in a sleeping bag in some shelter somewhere.
I'm so sorry you have such a nice yard to look
You
at.
two are talking to one another. You know, there's a smiley face. Is that tears or smiley face? I think it's smiley face. So let's explain some of it. I will tell you that this, you know, our back and forth is actually incredibly therapeutic. You know, I have noticed that I can say things on here to you guys in front of her that I couldn't say, like, if we were just having a conversation without having it blow up. This is incredibly therapeutic, and I think it's a very positive thing for us. You know, after last time when we did that, the whole thing about the segs and all that stuff, and you know, it was a long time, right? And then afterwards, I think she kind of realized maybe it's been too long, and I realized, yeah, I think it's been too long. There's a little too much frustration, and boom, we solved the problem.
Who's
because, well, I solved the problem. But I realized through the therapy that we're doing on here that, you know, maybe I had to push, you know, it's always two-sided, right? Part of when you go a month or so without it, right? It's not just usually one person, it's usually two for whatever reason, you know, I get pissed off, boom, you know, so we both had to work at it to make sure we got through it after that conversation we had on our live. Because you just don't talk like this typically, you know, face to face. It was pretty damn cool. So yes, this is our daily therapy. Thank you for joining us. I think it's if you bring 500 people into your therapy session, I think that's a positive thing. What do you think? Did you find it very therapeutic?
Did you want me to respond? Are you done talking? Number one. Number two.
Well, you don't have to start with criticism. I was very nice.
How would you want me to respond to your diarrhea of the mouth?
You could say, you know, I agree.
So,
all right, well, we still have some work to do at our therapy session here, but we're working on it.
Ow.
I gotta do I forgot to put on Do Not Disturb.
It did, because it ended really quick, or he just
realized.
Yeah.
Do you feel that she gave it up? No. Just to make me happy? No. It was, I think we kind of just realized it's been too long together. It has to be mutual. And, you know, we didn't talk about it like, ooh, how did you feel about that therapy session? And she's mocking me. She's just mocking this whole thing. I'm trying to be dead serious. I'm trying to lay it out there, and I get mocked. That's what happens in public therapy.
Women of...
Oh, come on, women.
Women
come
of
on.
TikTok and YouTube.
Women of
TikTok, we never
don't you
do
read
anything
my mind?
For the other person to get them off our
think
backs.
you must be blind.
We never do things
There's
like
something
that.
else to watch.
We never.
Women of TikTok, you should open your mind. Listen to that guy.
God forbid any women would do that. We're both mutual all the time, right, women?
Hey, guys. I mean, good God.
Your shit face.
I enjoy the beer buzz. I don't particularly care for beer, but it's better than drinking, you know, something stronger. It's more controllable.
GSR.
And I catch a slow buzz, and that's good for entertainment.
Cheers. Cheers to all the shit-faced bitches out there. Cheers.
I'm sorry.
Bless you.
I am drinking beer. It's not like I let the belch out like you've been known to do on a live.
Once again.
What you do sometimes, let it go.
Once again. Once again.
Once again, here you are. Is that good wine? It's not good? Is that what you just picked up? How much did it cost?
What?
Again, you know, my wife has to go to these expensive wineries to buy wine that would taste better if you bought the $2 chuck at the supermarket. $2 chuck's pretty good. I mean, it's all it is freaking fermented grapes. I mean, so you ferment them in this barrel as opposed to that barrel. That's a $50 barrel. That's a $2 barrel. They're the same damn grapes. I mean, maybe they throw some like bruised grapes in the other one. I don't know, but Moneymaker, Salinger sell the team. Do we have a team? I thought we are the team.
Chevy girl. Don't go down. Don't go down. Too late.
Do we hate each other?
Every day of the week.
You know, just parts of the time. Other times, we just can't take our hands off each other. I mean, what's so funny about that?
It's like we're 16 again. Woo! That was a funny one.
Oh my.
Oh, Lord.
We're really doing it tonight. Women of TikTok, don't you lose your mind, or this is what you'll find sitting next to you.
I hope the 3 times we've done it in less than 36 hours will appease you for the next month.
That's fucking hilarious. That is hilarious. Let's take all the progress we made and flush it into the septic. Flush it into the septic. Question about Ed. My dad's been, it was slow today. I did some videos with him, but he's been lethargic. He has not been walking as far. I have to get him up to walk multiple times a day. He was active for about 2 hours from 3 to 5, right when I was trying to work. Literally, I had some work to do. I mean, I was trying to do some advertising, and I have to sit down, and it's a complicated thing, and I had nobody here, and the time that I chose to work is the time my dad tries to get up. But he's been slower. It is just a fact that's happening. But once I get him up and out, he will go, and he'll wake up a little bit. I just have to be more proactive, than I was 6 months ago, where he might, suggest going for a walk. Now it's me every day. Dad, let's get up. Let's go for a walk. If he's been sitting on the couch for an hour.
You didn't want to go today.
He
said no.
And once we got out, though, he was pretty good. Or if he's sitting on the couch, he's going to go for a walk. I go, well, you got to walk down the other end of the house. You got to get up and move a little bit, and it gets his system doing. So, how's he doing? He's doing well.
He's
but
92,
and he has a progressive disease. So, it is going in one direction. But he was okay today. Just a little slow. Rest. Why don't you just let him rest? Well, believe me, he rests, but you don't want him to get up and go sit on the couch for 8 hours and then go to bed. That's not much of an existence, and that leads to lots of other problems. You have to realize you got to move around to keep your blood flowing, to keep your digestion moving. If you just sat for 3 or 4 hours, he's going to run into all the problems that sedentary people run into.
And it's not good caregiving.
It's not good for your health. So I'm going to push him a little. I'm not going to push him past anything he can do, but I'm going to push him a little and make sure that he gets up. And that, I think, is the smart thing to do and the best thing to do for him.
And part of caregiving is paying attention to their needs.
Especially as they get older and are not as able to articulate what their needs are. You have to become a little more proactive in discovering what their needs are. It's a little bit investigator, a little bit, mostly it's just watching and paying attention, and you can see what they need. Thank you for all the compliments. a quick follow would be greatly appreciated if you're not following already. You think she will? I hope she loves me. I think so. I think. I mean, I have faith. It's the one thing I have faith. You know, sometimes you just have to have faith. Sometimes the evidence is not right in front of you. Sometimes there's even contrary evidence that's directed at you every day. But I have faith.
Or you want me to
I'll get up. Just, you know, I don't want to burden you.
Thank
I'll
you.
get up. Hang on.
You're so sweet.
Pop, what you doing? All right, you don't gotta empty it. I'll take it. There you go. I got it. All right, very good.
Stop to make your dad.
Are you done?
Whatever that
All right,
means.
let me wipe your face off.
Thanks, Liam. Yeah, Shari, I took one about.
All right, well, don't worry about it,
I'm very your dad in your lovely life. Well, thank you. I expected that to say Dan. Oh, thanks, Dean. Dean. Fuck, I hate when you guys have complicated names.
Walk this way then. Walk.
60 pounds? Good job, Ken. That's amazing. I wish I could lose 10. Fuck.
Oh, look at that hat, that helmet. Stars is right side.
Dairy Queen is who knows, we're all going broke.
Yeah, go ahead and sit.
Any plans to travel? I think October for me. October for me. I didn't go to the concert. Get through, sorry. I see you, Cindy. You think that women more frequently think it's okay to not love in a marriage? I think that's bullshit. I think that's bullshit. I think women try to find love. Men don't. I said that. Hi, Sean, I see you.
Yeah, sit.
It is, Lorna. I don't wear my wedding ring a lot. Number one, my fingers have grown. Number two, ever since I started lifting weights, it's been a problem. So I put that on there. How do I feel about trying to look good for my partner? I don't try to look good. I don't give two shits. My partner doesn't like makeup. My partner doesn't care if I'm looking like a slob or if I'm looking fun and dandy. He could give two shits. And most likely he would tell you he likes me with all of the stuff. Versus, you know, with all the stuff on. He hates all the stuff. And if I do put on makeup, you know what he says? Why are you wearing makeup? Yes, my eyebrows are tattooed. Because I have lost hair, you know? You don't find that old school love no more. Dennis, when you've been married, as long as we have the old school love.
I'm going to leave a soda here if you get thirsty.
We believe in commitment. We believe in love. We believe in having foundation. That's what's important to us. My eyebrows last year.
We have any dessert around?
I have those Nutrigrain bars.
All right. Pop, I'll bring you some dessert.
But no, I didn't get anything else with chocolate because somebody eats it all. So, I mean, I believe that that's old love, right? It's old love. Old love describes to me, I'm going to tell you what old love describes to me. It means commitment. It means falling in love, like The Notebook. Did you all watch The Notebook? That just downright dirty passion and love that you have for one another. And you have shit happen to you, but in the end you stay together because love and foundation is important. There. I said it.
I couldn't have said it better myself. Can you repeat that? What did you say? I heard that love makes everything better.
I said without the love and the devotion you give to me every day on your hands and feet,
Yes.
That's nothing more than what you should expect, women. You need a man that kisses your toes.
You
With
need a
an
man like
occasional-
me that worships his
You
woman.
need an occasional
Worships.
lick on the middle toe to tell you
Oh,
everything's gonna be fine.
Middle toe is fine.
And they don't care if it's dirty or clean. They just love you so much. There's nothing in between.
I mean, that's pushing it a little far. I mean, some people are into the feet thing, and I actually had a girlfriend once that was into the feet
I think
thing.
you asked me one time.
No, I'm not. It wasn't.
You did. You said, would you like it if I sucked your toe? And I said no.
Well, that's because that's what that girl really wanted. So maybe I was trying to say maybe you would like that. I'm always looking for different ways to please and excite you. Always.
Never
Anything I can do to make your experience that much better. I'm not worried about myself. I'm just worried about you, and that but I'm not. I'm not a big foot person either. It's weird because.
Fast forward.
Did someone
How about
fast
that
forward?
weather today?
I mean, what the hell are you clicking me like Adam Sandler?
Susan, as much as you
Click.
want.
I'm gonna speed down.
As much as you want. Like, I'm kind of wanting to go back again. And it's been probably about 4 or 5 months.
Todd, I played cornerback and wide receiver, and I was also a backup quarterback. Whenever the quarterback
Why
got
do you
hurt,
always say that?
I went in there because that's what I was, a backup quarterback.
Yeah, I know. Just leave backup out. Nobody will know.
No, I wasn't. I was the receiver on the team. I was the starting receiver. But when the quarterback got hurt, I moved to quarterback. What?
Nothing.
So I just leave that out?
No.
People are interested. Are people interested?
No.
No.
Just
I mean, I played like a quarter and a half. I mean, a game and a half, 5 quarters at the position. 5 quarters. I ran a touchdown in. I was the backup for Joe Montana. God, I would have just loved to, shine Joe Montana's cleats. I would have been happy doing that. That would have been amazing. I still would do it. I mean, he's pretty old and decrepit right now. He got beat the crap up.
They all do.
I'm a Scorpion, not a Leo. Yeah, but Montana in that day, today, Tom Brady never took a hit. He played for 15 years, never took a hit.
He's a scorpion. He's a scorpion.
Hey, in Scotland, are you near Glasgow, Scotland? Or see, I'm from the Coots clan or the Farquharson clan, one of the two.
I don't know why that made me laugh
The
so
Coots clan
hard.
is part of the Farquharson clan.
Can you ask, what are you again?
I'm a Farquharson Coots clan, Scottish
Not the Farkinson.
immigrant. The Farkas.
Fuckus?
Farkas.
Fartus.
I mean, the people from Scotland will know.
Okay, no, but when somebody said, you said, I'm a scorpion.
A Scorpio? Is there a difference? I mean, isn't that
And then you
constellation
just
named
moved on.
for a scorpion?
You just literally moved on to the farts
Because
also.
I saw Scotland.
And then somebody said, laugh with me. I'm like, you're a scorpion?
I'm not poisonous, though. Are scorpions poisonous?
Yeah, you are.
I mean, I wouldn't want to get bit by one. They're mean looking.
You are.
They're damn mean looking.
Absolutely.
The Bonita family. That means something. I just don't know what right now. Can you explain that to me? What's Bonita? Is that? You never do know what a Scorpio is thinking.
Well, he was thinking he was a scorpion, so that's number one.
Sam, fist bump. Montana is the GOAT. I agree. Throw Brady out because Brady played like flag football. I mean, it's just not the same thing. When you don't have to worry about a 300-pound guy coming at you at 20 miles an hour and just smashing your 170-pound body like Montana did, it's a different game. It's like, tell Brady to go play football, on a freeway and, avoid all the hits. That's what Montana had to do. He liked playing on a freeway every day. He steps the wrong direction. He gets hit by a Mack truck. Brady stood back there, and if somebody frickin' breathed too hard in his direction, he's looking at the ref for a flag. No offense to Brady. I mean, he's got the numbers, but you know what the real football fans, the older football fans that saw football when it was really football, know what I'm talking about. you know, the Gen Zs, they have no idea. They look at Brady and they go, Brady's the GOAT. He won 7 Super Bowls and never took a hit. All right, go ahead. I'm done. I'm done. I have to do my Montana thing. I mean, my God, it is football season. Roger Staubach, same thing, man. He played in the era where you got hit. Staubach was, I think, wasn't he in the Navy? Was he came from the Air Force Academy or the Naval Academy, one of the two.
Okay, come on. Here.
Hi, Joe. Am I a Dodger fan? Yeah, I'm a fan of rooting against the Dodgers. We call them either the Blue Balls or the Blue Bastards, depending on the night. And I will root for any team over the Dodgers. They are my #1 nemesis. It's closely followed by the Lakers and then the Cowboys. But yeah, I mean, I enjoy rooting against teams as much as I enjoy rooting for them. And the Dodgers just cheat. They cheat. They frickin' cheat.
I heard,
all-star
Lisa,
team.
I heard Dan despises the Astros.
Unless they're playing the Dodgers in the World Series. I mean, I didn't even care that they cheated, Lisa. I mean, they cheated to get there. They cheated. I mean, they really have an asterisk on their World Series win. But I don't care because they beat the Dodgers. Am I still practicing law? I do have some cases. And I do still, get a lot of telephone calls. I have a lot of little clients that call me for various reasons. So I do kind of, today I probably fielded 3 or 4 calls while I was trying to do my work. I'm trying to do I don't know why she was gone. I was trying to work. Everyone was calling. My dad kept getting up. I mean, he was up every 2 minutes. You want to hear about patience runneth away? That was today. I had no patience. Oh, this is nice.
My poor husband.
If you only would do that more often.
He was suffering today.
I'm already calming down.
Poor Dan. You guys, Dan had a really difficult day managing his work, his phone calls, and Ed. So take a moment of silence.
But I got through the day. I know Brett Favre was diagnosed. He played through the rough times too. He was getting a little better for Favre, but he played when you took a lot of hits. And Favre played, he didn't play to protect himself. He played to win. And he took a lot of hits, and it's really sad because he's going to die really early, and
I hope it wasn't on your table.
Demise. So it's really sad.
I hope you weren't cutting me open for an autopsy, Sean.
What's for dinner? I happen to notice that because it's a good question.
I just ate the rest.
Hey, look, we got P. Diddy on here. You want some help, P. Diddy? Don't drop the soap. Can your wife speak?
Hi, Bobby.
And your
No,
question is
Warren,
answered.
but I do have to tell you, speaking of the underwear. So, the other day, hold on, I have to tell the story because it was really funny. Dan never really says anything, but he managed to say something today, and I've never laughed so hard. You realized it. But remember how I talked the other day how he was in a suit, he was putting this expensive suit on, and he had 3 holes in the back of his fanny from his underwear. So.
I have no idea what was going.
So last night, he goes to bed in his underwear.
Brody?
And, just his underwear. And, it's hot in our room. And so, and that's why I laugh so hard.
I mean, no one's going to know because everyone's going to get off before we finish the story.
So I happened to glance over, he was snoring, and I went to look, and not only did these pants have holes on the backside, but his rooster was hanging out. Just out, dance on the bed. There's the biggest hole underneath his carriage. So I let it go. I just kind of giggled to myself. And then today he made a comment,
because there was like, I was like, ah, look at this, 2 shirts on the floor. And he said, one of those is the underwear with holes in it. He's like, my fucking testicles were even hanging out off of those.
And then you move, and they kind of, it's like putting a noose around your testicles. And it's like, ooh, what the hell is
And
that?
I giggled because I had seen it last night and I'd forgotten about it. And that's when he was like, yeah, and it's not all that comfortable when your shit's hanging out.
It's not.
I
don't have a lot of clothes. I mean, that's just the way it is.
ever say anything. And last night, if I could take a picture and it would be appropriate, I would have totally done it because I have never laughed so hard in my entire life. And then I feel bad because I was like, holy, and this guy's wearing them. I mean, he's a trooper. He's like, yeah, all of them have underwear, but these ones, we have to throw away.
I mean, I choose from what's in my drawer. I just, whatever comes out, comes out.
Robbie, the ball was out. Balls. It was just the balls.
I know that some of you know or have, spouses that actually have met a needle and thread, but, we don't have, do you even know how to sew? My mom could sew that shit up.
I can do that. What am I sewing up?
My mom, I mean, if she could sew my work, you're going to keep me in. But if we can't afford a pair of underwear, at least you could sew my old ones up.
So I have to, yes, imagine Dan just laying there with his testicles.
I don't know if that is actually, I don't know if she made that up.
I really wanted to take a picture last night. So
the holy underwear is true, but I don't think that I was laying there hanging out.
You were asleep, your legs were kind of.
I don't sleep like that.
You did, because I was tickling your thigh, and you fell asleep like that. So I saw it. The balls were out, and I giggled, and you didn't wake up. You woke up like 10 minutes later because he falls asleep, and then we'll wake right back up. But I was giggling because I thought, God, I would love to take a picture right now. Some funny shit.
I'm glad you didn't.
You're welcome.
I mean, you could have taken like a close-up picture. No one's going to know who it is. I don't have like my name tattooed on that shit. No one's going to know.
That was Dan Salinger's balls.
Here they are. It would become a fucking meme. That's what would happen.
Christopher.
Oh, balls. Like the English, when you say oh, balls, that would be it.
Oh, shit. That's marriage. How many of that?
It's not marriage. That's just marriage. No clean, no good underwear.
No, I failed in my job, apparently, because he really doesn't. Where that have no holes. And last night, because I was making fun of him the other day, and last night when I saw the balls out, I was like, all right, Danielle, it's about time. But he doesn't say anything. How would I know if I didn't see the holes?
You wash the damn things.
I don't look for holes.
Obviously.
So, normally when you're like, hey wife, I need new briefs, my testes are hanging out, or my asshole's, a little cold, or something,
You'd probably end up buying me some kind of Louis Vuitton, G-string or some shit that I couldn't wear anyway.
You could.
I could wear a G-string?
Yeah.
Oh, that would be so comfortable.
That would be huge.
How big are the holes? Where is that? Is that pair around? I could go get it and show them.
Big enough.
Is it in the hamper? The underwear?
No, I hope I didn't put them in the hamper.
What did you do with them?
I should have thrown them out.
What did you do with them?
I don't remember. That was many hours ago.
Well.
Nobody wants to see it. Unless somebody wants to buy them. His balls were hanging out of him. It's going for top dollar. $15, and you too can own Dan Salinger's
$15. $20 if you want them unwashed.
Add 1 pubic hair a la carte for $5 per hair. You too can have Dan Salinger's pubes.
Or, if you really want them, I won't even charge you. Just send me a pair of underwear with a return envelope, and I'll put the old pair in the return envelope and just give it off to you. But send me like a non-holy pair, and I'm good. You don't have to buy them.
It's $20 for just
exchange. We'll do an
Melissa,
exchange.
you want the underpants or the pubic hair? 1 pubic hair, you add $20 more, and you too can have the underwear and 1 pube.
People of TikTok, would you buy my pubes? How much could I charge? And what the hell are you thinking? People of TikTok, you have lost your mind.
Fresh pubes.
You're gonna go blind.
And for some fecal matter.
And then we just turn the corner into absolutely, we just can't stay within anything. We have to go there. John Holmes Salinger. Yes. All you corn fans, that makes a lot of.
Hey, Amber Heard.
I like Amber.
Do you like her shit?
Ooh, I love Amber.
She shit on
I
the
wouldn't.
bed.
I mean, I'm not going to buy any of her
Jesus
feces,
Christ.
but
Some
I don't
people
want
would.
that. I'm not going to buy her panties or anything. But I'm just saying she's pretty.
Can you say panties again?
Her panties. Is that funny? Her underwear. Her grannies. I mean, what do you want me to say?
No, the way you say it.
How can you hate Amber Heard? I mean, I'm not talking about the person that she is. She's obviously.
She shit on the bed.
I mean, obviously, she's not somebody you want to be in a relationship with, but.
Unless you like feces.
That's still speculation. We don't know that actually happened, or that we don't know that it was on purpose. I mean, who knows? Those people. I wonder if she ever went to a Diddy party. Amber and Diddy? I doubt it.
That wasn't.
How are you doing in Galveston? What?
Nothing.
Not. Did I cross some kind of line?
Nope.
You bring up selling feces, and
You
I mentioned
didn't.
a
I
Diddy
said-
party, and somehow I crossed the line.
I said that didn't happen.
At
with
least
girls.
Diddy's been in the frickin'
Again, I
news
said it
lately.
didn't that way doesn't happen with females.
I mean, there's nothing more freaky than a
Again,
turd
what
in
I
bed.
said was.
What? Maybe they could throw a co-party, you know? Hey. This is good. That's too bad. I don't even want to go there.
Em said there's photo evidence of poop on the bed.
There's photo evidence? Could you send that to me, please? I'd love to see that
Well,
evidence.
you would have to look on YouTube first.
Is it on YouTube? And how do you know this Amber's been? Is she
I
like
swear
posing with it? Hey, this is me. This is my shit right here. How do you know that it's really hers? Elon knows. Did Elon? No.
Yeah, it was presented in court.
Wait a minute. God, everything in court.
How?
Did Elon date
who
Amber
took-
Heard?
First of all, who took the picture of the shit?
Did Elon date Amber Heard? Somebody's got to tell me. I know Oakland has no team moneymaker. It's kind of sad that the A's left.
They showed it in. I know, but who took Johnny took the picture? Jesus Christ.
Can we trust Johnny? Can we trust
Somebody
Johnny?
took the picture.
Yeah, but was she in the
Oh,
picture
are you
with
saying was it
How do
his
we
shit?
know that?
So you're saying the potential.
How do we know that it wasn't the German Shepherd and he just said this is what Amber did, which would be pretty impressive given my German Shepherd's stuff. I mean, I would be impressed if I saw that. Are you having bad weather? We have wonderful weather here. It's clear. It's warm. It's almost too hot.
Too hot.
We got all sorts of Johnny fans in here. Are you talking about the writer JD? He was I enjoy his work. My team Johnny. I mean, I saw What's Eating Gilbert Grape, and was he in that, or was that just Leonardo? I think he was in that. And
Yes, he was. Leonardo was in it.
no, I'm talking about Johnny Depp. I think Johnny was in it.
Depp
Yeah.
was
Yeah,
great.
he's a great actor. I mean, you can't dispute that. He's got charisma. He's got all the stuff that it takes to be a great actor. Would I date him? Probably not. Could I take Ed to Vancouver? That's a great question. If we
Not my
could
type.
take Ed to Vancouver, we actually would, because that's where his sister is. And it was her 80th birthday just a couple of weeks ago. And we definitely would have taken him if it was physically possible. But it's just not safe or practical to take him on an airplane right now. He couldn't walk through the airport, and it would be a really difficult thing. He wouldn't know where he was. It would be really difficult. Do I come into West Sac? I'm across the river all the time in downtown Sac. I would come into West Sac to see an A's game, except I hear the tickets are like $500. I mean, it's like, because it's a small stadium. So, but I think it's going to be really interesting when the A's are here. I'll tell you, I will have to go to one game at least. What are you doing? Pulling your hair?
I'm reading.
Okay. Tell me if there are great questions on the tube that I didn't see until I was rewatching it the next day. And I think you guys have some great questions for me. I just don't watch it. So she's got to tell me if you have good questions.
I'm reading both.
Is my wife Latina? Are you Latina?
No.
She's everything except Latina. I mean, she's like Spanish, French, Middle Eastern. She's everything.
Oh, 42, thank you.
Yes, my aunt, my dad's sister lives in Vancouver, and all my cousins, in Vancouver or the surrounding areas.
I'm glad, Sandy.
Out to Coquitlam and whatnot.
We exist.
Anita, my sister, was up there just about a week and a half ago. Are we both sports fans? I'm a fan.
With Kimmy.
Football, baseball. I'll watch hockey. I'm a Sharks fan. I mean,
Look, my son is dating a girl named Millie, and I sing the Millie Pink song to her. I don't know if that was a good call. Damn it, Dan, she's Asian.
I don't care. I'm not choosy, I'm not choosy. I look, behind the person, into their eyes and into their soul. Do they have a nice soul?
I do.
And if they have a beautiful package, that's even better.
Yes, we're in Sacramento.
And if they're rich, that's even better. But how do you find a beautiful soul
You
and
don't
a
hear
beautiful body
You don't find too many
that's
Millies.
rich? We are not religious in any
Ice
sense.
cream? No. I know, Chacha, I'm tired. Mm-hmm.
Sister-wife situation. Well, not quite the way you watch on TV. I mean, I'm not opposed to, like.
It's a heart.
Not opposed to it, But again,
Do we feel? Are we
we
afraid
don't
that
know,
after Ed dies that we're gonna have problems with our marriage? No.
we survived before Ed came here. We'll survive after. Again, it's not it's not paradise. It's all marriage is work, guys. No matter what, it's work, and you have to work at it, and you have to be able to let things go. We might spend a day angry, but eventually it always fades. Even the stuff that I'm most angry about, or that she's most angry about, eventually it fades. If you are committed, you'll make it through. I have conversations with my nephew who's just got engaged and is going to be married, and I'm trying to tell him it's not easy. You can't expect like what you see on TV. You have a honeymoon period, and then it's work, and hopefully over the course of your relationship, you build mutual bonds. You go through the loss of a father or the loss of a mother with your spouse. That strengthens your relationship. You go through an illness, a heart attack. You raise kids together. You have common goals, common things that you're working for, and those help cement the bonds that help you get over the little shit that you argue about all the time, or me getting pissed off because I don't get it every second I want it, You get through that crap, and you realize we're human, we're doing the best we can, and if I moved on to somebody else, I'm going to be dealing with a different set of problems, a different set of issues. At least I know her frickin' issues. I know when to shut the frick up and get the hell out of the house.
You do not.
I just don't practice it all the time, and I kind of know what not to say to trigger her. Sometimes I feel like triggering her. It just happens because I get that attitude, that smart-ass attitude. But over time, you have to not fight over you have to save your battles for the big ones. I mean, people, it's cliche. But
I've already lost what he's saying. I have no idea.
Fuck. Then this is our communication. She does not. We don't have like that. We don't have a perfect relationship. We have a we have a durable relationship that survives because we choose to work through our issues. You know, even though it might take a couple months, you know, a couple of black eyes that I get, you know, some really long, frustrating nights, some, you know, unbelievably frustrating drives, walking to, you know, get it out, you know, we got a lot of that, but in the end, we just choose to work through it.
But somebody said that, like, if you choose to make a marriage work together, it will work.
That's right. You have to choose to make it work.
You can't just be
You
one
can't
person.
look, you know, God damn it.
And let me tell you,
I'm gonna tell you
the
right
primary worker in that.
Bullshit. When I saw
I give
Casey Musgraves and my heart
96.8%
fluttered,
and he gives
you know,
like
it's not
nothing.
real. That's fantasy. You know, this is real what I'm dealing with right here. I'm gonna wake up to her the next morning. This morning, first thing you did is piss me off. Right? What happened this morning? I don't remember what it was.
The first thing you did
I
was
saying,
piss me
this
off.
is the way my fucking
You know
day
why?
started.
Because he put his hand in my crotch.
Oh,
I got mad
my
at
God.
him, and then he said, "Of course, it's mine. It's ours." And
It's
then you
ours.
Then you
What's
proceeded on
mine
that.
is yours. What's
He
yours
said,
is mine.
I should be able to touch it whenever I want. It's as much yours
in a gentle way.
as it is mine.
I was laying there awake for like an hour and a half, waiting for her to wake up. I didn't wake her up, and then she's not getting triggered. We don't really get triggered on here. I mean, I haven't. You know, this is fun and it's exaggerated, and you know, I'm playing kind of the jerk man, right? And I'm exaggerating the men's point of view, and she's just being herself.
Now you're
What?
just taking it a little bit too far.
What are you talking about?
Easy, Tiger. Easy.
She's just being herself, and I'm playing a role.
He's playing a role.
But no, I'm not getting triggered on here. I don't usually get triggered if I'm sipping on a beer. 3 a.m. in Germany. It's 3 a.m. and I am lonely. It's not too much information. I think that's useful information. It's not personal information, except the part about why she got angry this morning. And that was my thought. I'm just thinking fun, and in my head,
It's
you know,
touching
I'm
my
thinking,
BJ.
yeah, but in my head, I'm
But
thinking,
he
let me
knows.
show her how much I love her, you know, and she just doesn't perceive it the same way that I intend it. And then she had some kind of nasty comment, and I'm all, that's the first words in the morning? You could have said good morning before you said, don't touch my cock. You know, you could have just said, or you could have really just shocked the shit out of me and went, ooh, baby. I mean, imagine how the day would have gone if you just, instead of getting angry, if you just said, ooh, baby. That's all you had to do, and I would have been at your service all day. Anything you want, you would have made my day. I rest my case. I mean, what are you doing? Getting angrier and angrier? Is she turning red? Let me know if she turns red. Yeah, if you could meet Ed. I mean, you got to realize that my dad has advanced dementia. It's not like I can't plan on a meeting, you know? If somebody sees us in public, you know, a lot of times I'll be in somewhere, my dad will be in the car, and I'll run into somebody and we'll talk. You'll be like, God, I love your dad. I'm always out in the car if you want to come say hello. That happens a lot, but you know, my dad doesn't, you know, if you come up and talk to him, he's going to look at you, he's going to say hello, how are you doing, where are you from, and just think that you are, you know, somebody connected. It's not as easy when you're dealing with somebody with dementia. You should present her with it. Lou, that's a great suggestion. That would be great if I could get my ass out of bed, make her a breakfast, and bring her breakfast in bed. I think that's a wonderful thing to do.
He can't even get his ass out of bed to feed the animals. He sure as hell
I'm
not gonna.
up all freaking night. I mean,
Sure.
I don't sleep much. I mean, I'm always thinking maybe I'll fall back asleep. That's usually what I'm thinking. You have to work towards the crotch. You just can't go right in. I know, but I only had like 3 seconds before she was going to get up. I didn't have time to do the workup. And by the way, she probably would have shut it down before I got anywhere near the finish line. It would have just been shut down. So I just went in, got what I could, and I was just, even though I know how her response is going to be, you still hope. You still think maybe she was having a good dream or something. You know, maybe, you know, you never know. And I always have hope. I wake up with hope every day. I have hope. That's what keeps me going. Maybe today's the day. We do have Millie Pig. Robbie, or you were dreaming of Robbie. That's your Facebook husband? Maybe she's not a morning person. Well,
Oh no.
the same things happen in the afternoon and evening. You've got to be some kind of person, right? When is your time? Morning, noon, or night? Let me ask you. We'll put the question, she's right here. We don't have to talk about it while she's not here. Are you a morning person? Are you talking? Fajitas are delicious. Stop with the nails. They know you're clicking your nails. She is looking beautiful today. She's not very talkative, but she is looking, you know, very shiny and beautiful today. There's something, are you wearing makeup?
Nope.
I mean, today is like, right now, I'm feeling pretty good here to be sitting next to this beautiful thing, this beautiful creature. I mean, it's pleasure. It's just, you know, just pleasure everywhere. Pleasure. You are beautiful, there's no question about it. He's up. She was more wild than the San Jose State days. Yes, that is true. I got it. Pop? Dad?
Yeah,
What you looking for?
bathroom.
All right, I'll take you there. Walk this way. I'll show you where it is.
Dan jinx the nighters. Yes, he did. I did. Thank you, Sam, for recognizing that. Because I said it. He's like, oh, we've got St. Louis. I said, don't say that. Don't say that.
Pop. Straight ahead. That's Danielle.
I know my shit.
I'm gonna show you here.
I know my shit.
right.
Oh, Louis, I'm so happy.
No, on the left. On the
Hi,
left.
Pinker.
Bathroom, yeah.
I do, Shaddy. I sure do.
It says bathroom.
Well, no. Fupa, he's done.
Right in there.
Yeah, I told you. Dan fucked it up. Thank you, Sam, for reminding me. So Sam said, you were right, Danielle. Yep, you were right, Danielle, because you said it. Dan's like, we're gonna beat St. Louis. It was your fault. Remember, before the St. Louis game, you said that and you put it out in the universe. Sam just reminded me. And he said, Danielle, you were right. Dan jinxed it because you're like, we got St. Louis in the bag. And I said, don't put it out there because once you put it in the universe,
St. Louis.
whoever you played this last Sunday,
They're Los Angeles.
whatever.
I mean, they did used to be St. Louis, and before that they were Los Angeles.
Whatever
but
that
now they're
was,
back
but
in
I
Los
said
Angeles.
it. I said it,
Yeah.
and you jinxed it. So Sam came back to say, and yes, Danielle,
Yeah, I was
you were
fucking
right.
wrong, and I was not happy about it. But luckily, we had company that day, so I didn't actually suffer through the game. I just saw the ending, and you know, it sucked to see it, but I didn't get tortured by watching them give up their lead and lose.
Now Dan is a Raiders fan. If the Niners don't,
I mean, they were an Oakland team.
yeah.
They're
So
my,
Sam said he doesn't care. Regardless, Dan, you screwed us up. Us, my fantasy team, lost.
What did you do? Would you play Ayuk or something?
Because you said that, and then you jinxed the team.
I
So
didn't
now
jinx
he's
the
pissed.
team.
Yep.
I didn't jinx the team. They were winning like 14-0 or something in the beginning. The Bunkers. I am not like the character Archie Bunker, although that was a brilliant rendition by Carol O'Connor. I mean, the dude played that character incredibly well. And Carol O'Connor is nothing like that character, which makes it even more interesting. But in fact, he's the sweetest guy. If you've ever seen him in an interview, you would flip out. Pop, which way you going, Pop?
What?
You want to come sit back down? You want to go sit back down?
Oh, I was gonna go to bed.
What time is it, Danielle?
I don't know.
6:15.
What time is it?
6:15.
Pop, let's try if you want to stay up for another half an hour.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Stay up for a little while longer.
What do you want me to do?
Well, what would you like to do? You want to talk to a lot of people on the TV, or do you want to go watch TV? You want to sit down and talk to people?
I think Danielle's had enough talking from me.
All right, well, then, if you want to sit, you can sit. There's people on the show, or you can
Here,
watch
sit.
TV.
I have to go to the bathroom. Come sit for a second.
I'll go watch TV.
You want to watch TV? I'm going to take them to watch TV. Here, let me move that in.
Thank you, Danielle.
Or should I go take him for a?
You could do that.
Are you drinking a
But you
beer?
have to watch.
All right, I'll
Come with
watch.
me. Come with me this way. Come
What?
with me. Walk with me this way.
That's great. That's awesome. She is going to, it's a shower day, so she's going to take him to the shower. She's going to take about 10 minutes, but that's, be really careful when he's walking in, because he's extra feeble today. That is pretty cool. In fact, I was talking to Mark this morning about my dad, and we were just babbling with each other like at 7 in the morning, or 8 in the morning, because my dad had just gotten up, and we were just trying to figure out what is it about my dad that is so alluring and so recognizable or so likable to so many people. We were trying to figure it out. Not far from Tracy, Mike. We're about an hour from Tracy, a little less. We're half an hour from Stockton. That gives you an idea. And we still couldn't figure it out. It's just he's got some kind of quality that is like the everyman's quality, and I think it's because a lot of people have either had grandparents, older parents, or have known people with dementia, and they recognize a lot of their own family member in him, and he does remain with this positive attitude, and it's amazing. And we look at ourselves and go, I don't think I would be positive in that situation. I know that I wouldn't be anything like him in this situation, but he just handles it amazingly well. And he's humble. I mean, he really, and he's always been humble too. He's always been feisty. He could be a little bit like me, but it's easy to care for him because you hear every day, thank you every day. You hear him on the videos, thank you for taking me in. I'm glad I'm with family. He's so appreciative. And I know a lot of people are not that lucky who are doing the same thing. And mad respect for you, to do it without that reassurance from the patient. You have to have it all within yourself to get over, whatever hostility you might be feeling from the person you're caring for, and understand it's just a disease. So in any event, I'm with you. He's a pretty cool guy. Ed is legend. He has become legend. And he does it over and over, like I know he's well known. And then when I'm videoing sometimes and we're sitting there talking and he just, I'm trying to get him, to get into his spirit and bring that out, bring his personality out. And when he delivers, it's just usually pretty incredible. Cindy, I'm so sorry for your losses. I am the luckiest person in the world in that I still have both my parents, but I'm also acutely aware that I'm not going to have them for a long time. Chances are in 3 years, I'm not going to have one of my parents. There's a good chance in 6 months I don't have one of my parents. Any day things could change really fast. So I consider myself the luckiest person in the world. My parents have got me to this point. They've got me through, many things that were difficult in my life, and my parents helped me get through, and they were there to do that. Even if they weren't actively involved, just knowing that they're there and knowing there's a safety net, and I've always got my mom, I've always got my dad. My dad, different now, but I'm really lucky. Tomorrow is not promised to anybody. That's absolutely right. And I'm going to try and read also on YouTube here because you guys have some great questions. Was Janice nice? So Janice, Danielle's mom, obviously at the beginning, it was incredibly difficult. You have to realize that when that happened, I was the youngest, right? I was like 10, but the rest of my family when my dad, all of a sudden he's dating some woman 20 something years younger than him, there was a lot of speculation, a lot of distrust among my older siblings and my mom. People are going, what are you doing? But over time, and especially after Danielle and I got together, that kind of brought the two separate, before that happened, before Josh and before, myself and Danielle, it was basically two separate family units that always ate, Thanksgiving apart. And, it was two different units. There was no blending, because people, my older siblings were like, what the fuck, Dad? What are you doing? That's kind of the way it was at the beginning. And slowly over time, and especially when Danielle and I connected, it brought the family more together. And at that point, when my mom got to know Janice, they almost became, they had a commonality, my dad, and whatever issues, whenever my dad was acting up or Janice had an issue, she had a colleague, or she had a teammate in my mom who could empathize with what she was going for. So believe it or not, it's in a weird way, they did, become, they certainly were not adversarial in any way. And I'm talking after, the first 10 years. The first 10 years of their marriage was very, my family was not, it was nothing like you see today. And, kind of sadly, you kind of see that now that Janice is gone and my dad's the way he is. When we had Thanksgiving, last Thanksgiving, the family kind of split apart again. I went with my dad and my brother Adams, that's where my mom was. And, Danielle kind of stayed with Josh. It's still definitely two separate families, and has not been, enough connection. I wish that Danielle was closer to like my sister. I wish they got along better. But you take what you can. But Danielle and I brought those two units a lot closer than they would have been, for sure. Janice is Danielle's mom, that's correct. She moved from Tennessee and brought Danielle, or we wouldn't be here right now. And I wouldn't have my 3 kids. Have a joint party. Well, we did, there was a time, like after we got married, after Danielle and I got married, there was a time when we did Thanksgivings together and holidays together and things. It really brought the family together. But, when certain people get sick, certain people die, the family spreads out and moves, it's hard to bring that unit back. And it's kind of broke off a little bit, but for a little while it was there. Are me and my wife separating? No, those are rumors, and we're no worse off than we've ever been. I don't ever say we have a perfect relationship, but we're no different than we've ever been. People are posting stuff. I did a April Fool's video where I said I was leaving and running away with somebody from a different country, and people have reposted that without the ending that said April Fool's. So there's been a lot of stuff, and I will tell you, it's really entertaining to read about myself in some of these sites, where people talk about it, and I'm entertained about watching our demise. Is Janice Josh's mom too? Yeah, Janice is Josh's mom. Is your relationship is different? Not really. I mean, Danielle and I's relationship really hasn't changed. I think we have one of the strongest relationships that I'm aware of in my family, because you can see, we can be really open. We can be, we have such a bond and connection for many reasons. You got to realize, I was with her when her father died, when he shot himself in the head, and I'm with her. I was with her when her mom was going through cancer and when her mom died. I mean, those things bring you closer together. They strengthen your bonds. We of course have 3 kids, so we have a pretty strong relationship. I'm not saying it's perfect or that we interact perfectly, because we don't, and we're a lot at each other's throats, but when the shit hits the fan or we're together, we are, we're strong. Yes, whoever's asking, you have, Josh is my brother and her brother. And yeah, weird, it's weird, but I will tell you that now Josh has lost really both of his parents. He doesn't have his mom, she died, and he really hasn't had a father for 10 years. And anyone, a father that could actually, interact and provide guidance, like fatherly guidance. So, Josh is, a lot younger than I am, right? So, and younger than Danielle. So we have actually, because of our connection, the fact that we're both connected, we've kind of become de facto parents for him. I mean, now he's 40 and it's different, but, back in his, when he was 25 and going through issues with marriage and stuff like that, we were his foundation, and sometimes that was rough too. We've had a lot of really, we've come through a lot together, obviously, and most of the death of her parents was really difficult, and that strengthens a bond. Did we sneak around at first? So, the way at the very beginning, it was very strange for me. It was very strange for us, but the reality is, like, right away, within the first 2 weeks or week, the first person to know was her mom. And I said, I'm not simply, because I was older, and so, it wasn't so much the familiar relationship, which, people can see from the outside, even though we never lived together, I wouldn't have ever seen her if Josh wasn't born. I probably never would have happened. But right off the bat, her mom knew. And her mom knew that she was interested in me, I guess, for a long time. And her mom had a pivotal role in keeping us together, too. After we separated, she kind of was the one who brought us back together. But at the very beginning, I'm not going to tell you all details, maybe we'll have to write a book, but there was a time when we were in her bedroom together, and her mom came home early and she knocked at the door, and Danielle was, this is like really early on, and she's like, jump out the window. And I'm like, I'm not going out the fucking window. If it's, I'm gonna confront your mom right now. And so her mom knew almost from the very beginning. She's the one who took, this was us at the very beginning. And she's the one who took this photo. And you probably wouldn't see photos like this, because who's gonna pick the two of us out and put us in the same photo? But her mom did, because she knew. And that's her writing on the back. You can see her writing on the back of that card. That's her mom's writing. So I apparently was there for her 17th birthday. But anyway, that was right at the beginning. So that was it. That's how that happened. And her mom, without her mom, we would not be together. And I will also tell you that Ed, my dad, was the biggest proponent of our relationship to him, because for him, that brought, his other family closer. It brought his first family closer to him, than they were. Because again, when they got married, all my siblings were out, they were in college and dating. My sister had a kid, for God's sake. So, that kind of, my dad was very happy, and Janice, for whatever reason, she liked me, and she thought that, I would take care of her daughter. I don't know why, because I was completely a wreck at the time. I was failing out of school. I had nothing going for me really at all. But for whatever reason, she saw something in me that she liked, and we would have not been together. I was dating somebody. We had a little thing for like a year, and then I said, we can't. You're too young. You have to go and experience other things, other people, and so we split apart for like a year and a half. And I was already moving on with somebody in a very serious relationship, and Janice was the one who said to her, if you don't get on your horse or you don't make something happen, you're going to lose him. And she, Janice lost her first love. When they were back in Tennessee, she fell in love with this guy who was going away to medical school. And there was some issue with the parents or what have you, and she lost her and never had her first love, right? The person her own age, the person that was meant for her. And so when she went out and she settled for a man 20 years older that was imperfect, but provided things that she felt were important at the time. Someone who could provide another child, someone who could help take care financially of her kids. So they both got something out of it, but it wasn't her, the love of her life. So she, I think, didn't want Danielle to suffer the same fate, based on her experience. And so she was pivotal in pushing Danielle to recontact me, which Danielle did. And of course, even though it was a year and a half, we were meant to be together. And I just immediately fell again within, 2 seconds. There was a phone call, and then she showed up at my apartment in Fremont. I was working in San Francisco. And that's it. From that day on, we've known we're going forward. And I ended up quitting that job and coming back and applying to law school. And when I moved to law school, she moved, and she had finished her first year of college. She moved with me, and I started. So we both had 3 years of school left. She had 3 years of college. I had 3 years of law school. We moved in together, and we both finished 3 years later. And then, a year and a half after that, we got married. Robbie, I will tell your wife to have a good night. Thank you for hanging out with us. I'll tell my dad, be safe, have a good night. Alicia, I love the story. I mean, it's a great story. And if you could, if I went into the details, like, what I was doing in my time off and the way I was trying, I didn't go into when we first broke up, right? When we first split up, we didn't break up, we split up because I couldn't, start dating someone at 17 and then, marry them without them having any other experience. So I knew if it was going to work, we had to have this time apart. And then when we took that time apart, she was fine. She was going into her senior year of high school, and she dated, and she went to prom, and she was fine with it. I had a difficult time. I went from woman to girl to girl to girl to girl to girl. I dated a shit ton, but nobody compared. Nobody. For like a year. I mean, I was just thinking, I'm fucked. And she was, not, she was not responsive. It was like, I think I'm done. And then I finally found somebody. 6 years age difference. So, here, between 5 and 6. Sit here. All right, anyway.
Oh.
All right, that's it. She's here. Did I ever work with Clifford Lancaster? Not that I can think of, Samantha. Is that a local attorney? By the way, your husband, your Facebook or TikTok guy, Robbie, he said to have a good night.
I'll see.
So you can dream about him or whatever you do.
Did our kids always know the family dynamic? Yeah.
Everybody knew, it wasn't a big deal because we never related that way. So, in fact, at the beginning, when it first happened, like anybody, I was kind of pissed, like I always wanted my mom and dad to get back together. And, until, for even for 5 years, the day when they got married, I didn't know that they had gotten married because they left, and I wasn't that connected at that point. But when I found out, I remember being kind of disappointed and upset because you always want your parents to get back together. And that was kind of the final move. And I was more, heartbroken than anything. Roll Tide, are you with Alabama? You want a pap smear? What the hell are you talking about? My thoughts on P. Diddy are he's a piece of shit. Those are my thoughts on him. What's the most difficult thing you find you can't get to grips with? So the most difficult thing about caregiving is, when you're trying to get something accomplished, and every 2 seconds he's walking in, and I can't, and I'm doing something, whether it's legal or I'm trying to top an email, and I can't. Would you allow Diddy to hire you? Not today. Again, probably not. From about halfway through my career, I would have declined the case. But the beginning, the first half of my career, maybe it would be a defining case for any young attorney to take on a client like that. Darren Diddy. I'm a criminal attorney. The Menendez story is a tragic story. There's a lot more to the Menendez story. All people know about is this horrific murder. But, from what I understand, that the father was incredibly abusive, physically, sexually, emotionally, to the point where he broke those big, massive boys down. He broke them into nothing, and that resulted. And nobody knows the whole story, but I know that it's a lot more than just a couple of murderous siblings. It's a really tough story, and I don't know enough facts to speak intelligently about it, but I know that it's a major thing. Yeah. Yeah, Sally, I think that the Menendez brothers should see the light of day at some point. I don't know what they're like today. They're not in a great environment, and you don't become better in prison. It just usually doesn't happen. But I would certainly, not be outraged if some court somewhere set them free. My dad, is he in bed?
Yeah.
So he's in the bathroom, because he just went there. Hang on 1 second.
Make sure he doesn't wash his face or anything like that.
Just pull those out, it'll come out itself.
Hi guys.
All right, this way, Bob.
Hi Q. Crackers, chips, rich chips.
Right here.
You got it.
Watch out for the dog.
You smell nice and clean, Dad. You smell nice and clean.
You got the whole love story? I don't think the whole love story, because he couldn't have finished it. Ed got the full spa treatment: shave, moisturizer, lotion on the arms, lotion on the legs. Yep. Ear cleans. Did I say that?
What are you talking about? All right. Thank you for doing that. That took a lot of pressure off me.
Oh, that's just what I do. I like to take pressure off of you.
Are you glad to be retired? I did not feel retired today. In fact, I was fairly exhausted. Working on here, and I'm preparing to do a couple of advertisements, right? You don't realize how much work there is that goes into, if you have a national ad, right? You have to do all this pre-ad stuff. I have to get everything approved. I have to write out scripts. I have to write out all sorts of things that I'm going to do, and go and get approval from 3 or 4 different people. So today has been, a pretty busy day, a little stressful, because I'm trying to create ads for, products, and I'm interrupted. It was just me and my dad today, and I had 18,000 phone calls, my dad getting up 50 times as I'm trying to do these, to type out emails, and I'm not the most technologically competent person, so to add videos, to print stuff out, to attach photos from my phone when I'm on my computer.
I bet there was a lot of
Those things
yelling
are
and
a pain.
cussing.
Oh, there was a lot of cussing and yelling. It was bad. It was bad. But in the end, it'll be very rewarding to create those, from scratch. I create the entire concept, write it, film it, edit it, post it. I do that all myself for these ads, and I think I do a pretty good job. I was a marketing major before I went into law, so now I'm actually going back and using some of the skills that I learned back at San Jose State as a Spartan. And I love it. I love it. I mean, I don't love the pre-stuff, but I love making the writing and she's mocking me. Tiara, I can just tell you a couple of national brands. One's a public service message. I don't want to talk about it yet until it's done and published. But it's nothing. It's nothing that you haven't seen from other creators. It's just work. I mean, anything you do is work. People think that getting on social media is like, oh, easy. No. I mean, there's a lot more to it when you get more involved, and if you want to get involved with that kind of. I mean, what are you doing? Fucking sign language for me? You're my personal signer? Heart. Did you hear about that guy? So there was a signer, right? And it was like I don't remember who it was, but it was kind of an important speech or a political speech or something. And the sign language guy did not know sign language. So he was just up there making up shit, do really weird, funny things, and he went through the whole speech. That's kind of what I feel like here. She's just making it up. You're not talking much. It's like all on me.
I wonder why.
I will speak away, talk.
Well,
my voice is going hoarse. Thank you for the Happy Friday TikTok.
I can't hear anymore.
Oh, if you could tap the tap. I hear if you get to 100,000 likes, it puts you into a different level. If you could tap the tap of the tap, I'll bet we could get to 100,000 in 2 minutes. And if we do, what will you do? Will you pull this? I have some nose hairs here that you can pull.
I don't want to do that.
I'd love to do that.
I'm just going to go to bed, and I want everybody to leave me alone. I have an external box surrounding me with magnetic forces.
Are you ready for bed
So
on this
I won't-
Friday night?
I won't hear
It's
it.
going to be a fun night, guys. Danielle and I are going to go have a ball. So we'll go into the bedroom tonight, and within 30 seconds, she'll be asleep. I'll be sitting on the chair for like 4 hours, trying not to piss her off or wake her up. I will have the dogs. I'll have a couple cats, so it will be all right. It will be nice, but
Sounds like a great night to me. What's the problem with that?
there's not really a problem with it.
What did you want to go to a strip club and
Yes,
get down and dirty?
like we used to.
Yeah, with
God,
lots
yes. If I
of
could,
extracurricular items
no,
and
I don't have access to
Oh.
extracurricular anymore, but I don't have any connections.
if
nothing.
we could fit into the same clothes as we could then, I would do it. But we don't.
We had a lot of fun.
But we
in the day.
don't.
We did. I had a heart attack. It was not healthy, but we had a lot of fun. So what you see now, imagine, like, what was it, now 15 years ago? And then, we had fun that nobody should ever have.
We had fun.
It was a P. Diddy party
It was
without any,
It was our own P. Diddy party.
but without,
Adolescence.
without drugging
Drugging
people,
people.
or, abusing
just-
people or tying them up or
we
locking
just
them up. No.
took
And it
ourselves.
was not, it was us, but we did go out to clubs, and we did have, there was a time when we were in a club, right down the street. I know the one it is, and we were in there, and somebody came over, and some guy, one of the bouncers, what did you say? We were hanging all over each other, right?
This is
And
not a hotel room.
he said, this is not a sex club.
Oh.
But we were at a strip show, and we were kind of like, she was giving me a lap dance, and we were just getting into it, but just the two of us. And the guy came over pissed off, and I guess they want you to pay attention to the dancers. But we had fun. We had a lot of fun. And we went out when we had little kids, and we would go out and in our minivan, and I'd take the back seats out of the minivan, because when you have little kids, three little kids, do we have three at that time? Yeah, 3 little kids. We'd go out, and I'd have a little mattress made out in the back of the minivan, and God damn, And Nicholas, my dad's in bed.
Those were the days.
Yeah, those were the days.
You had good times.
I mean, I think I'm, whatever happened to me since then is probably appropriate, because if you have that much fun, you're obviously, you're definitely due some hard times. So we did have a lot of fun. We've had a lot of hard times. Our kids are 25, 23, and 20.
Wow, high five. That's pretty good. Advancement.
Nobody's back hurt. Nobody got cramps in the middle. Nobody got, it wasn't like you got tired at 11 o'clock. Those were fun days. And then, they would always end at like Del Taco or Taco Bell. And then how do we describe food? What did we talk about? We didn't say, did you get a hamburger or did you get this? What did we say?
What did we say?
Items. How many items did you get? I got 7 items at Del Taco. I got you 4 items. And whatever they were, we didn't care. Because, at 3 in the morning, you don't care whether it's a burrito, a hamburger, or a taco. You don't give a shit. You just eat what you have until it's gone. And those were great days.
And then you wake up to Mommy, Daddy. Oh.
Fee, that's all right. Your 13-year-old will understand in about 40 years. That he or she will understand. But believe me, our kids cringed too. I mean, we were crazy. We were crazy. But we did have
And
fun.
I'm very quiet around. I'm not that way, but I talk to my kids about that stuff all the time.
Yeah, it's not like our kids were sheltered in any way.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, those were great moments. All right, are you ready? Because you're just laying on me. Are you done? All right, that's it. We're done. She's done. And the energy and guys, thank you for hanging out. I appreciate it. I had fun tonight. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. And
Bye-bye.
we'll see you back on Monday. Thank you so much for hanging out. A quick follow again if you don't follow. We appreciate it.
Gifts.
Oh my God, we made it to 88,000 likes, and we're getting off. Thank you for the likes. We'll start over next time and see if we can get to 100 at the beginning. I forgot, but I heard somewhere if you get 100,000 likes, it moves you into a different echelon. So we'll try it next time and have something fun, guys. Have fun, enjoy your weekend. I hope your football team wins. I hope your baseball team wins. I hope your kids' team wins. I hope whatever you want to have happen
really early
happens.
in the morning, I won't come on because I have to be at soccer field at 8 o'clock. So good night. Love y'all.
And I'm sorry, I hope I didn't miss any questions. I see
You
great
miss a lot.
questions like when I'm watching it. So if you asked a question tonight on here and you didn't see an answer, I usually watch because I can only watch on YouTube to see what I look like or what happened. I'll try and answer some questions that I didn't get to in the comments. So you guys have a great night.
I'll be the same.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Konnichiwa. Au revoir.